إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وقال الله عزوجل في القرآن العظيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, my dear brothers and sisters, for the blessing of Allah Azza for giving us opportunity to pray Jumu'ah. Some of the brothers who came early in the Jumu'ah, and some they will keep on coming. Somehow we got this knowledge, the knowledge of blessing of Jumu'ah, either in the childhood from our parents, or from the khutbah in the Jumu'ah, or reading the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or listening to the lectures, or taught by the teacher. There is somehow this knowledge came to us, and we try to implement that knowledge every single Friday. And that knowledge can make people up, or it can bring it down as well. And it has a lot of power. And knowledge, even Allah Azza wa Jal has asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that in Surah Taha, that Qul Rabbi Zidni Ilma, that say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, oh my Lord, increase in my knowledge. And Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in Quran Azim, Surah Zumar, هل يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون. Can they be equal, the people who have the knowledge and the people who do not have knowledge? It's a question which has answer inside it. It is not possible. They cannot be equal. The people who have understanding of the business, the people who do not have understanding of business, they cannot be equal. And in any other field of the life. And subhanallah, and Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in Quran Azim, Allah Azza wa Jal raises people as well. يَرْفَ إِلَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ. That Allah raises people among mu'mineen from you. أُوتُوا الْإِلْمَ وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْإِلْمَ دَرَجَاتٍ. The people who have been given the ilm, Allah give them the daraja. And that's why the scholars are there. That's why the ulama is there. Allah give them a different understanding of the ilm. And undoubtedly, the ilm which is mentioned in Quran Azim or Hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is the deen of Allah, the person can know how to explore the ocean or how to, invent something in the cosmic arena, but he may not know even Allah Azza wa Jal what that knowledge is. So the real knowledge is ihdinas sirat al-mustaqim. That Allah guide us toward the knowledge which takes you to the sirat al-mustaqim. And how about the people? Do we fear? Who are the people who are fearful from Allah? Who are the people who have some concern about Allah? They want to do something and something strikes them. No, Allah has forbidden it. Allah has asked me not to do it. And Allah has mentioned in Quran Azim, إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ إِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاءِ. That surely from Allah, from the servant of Allah, only those people are fearful who are the ulama, who has the knowledge, who are the people of the knowledge. They will only be fearful from Allah. There will be nobody else who can be fearful than the ulama itself. And sometimes we are thinking, I have very sincere intention about my son, or my family member, or my employees, or my co-worker, or my peers, or in the industry, or my community. Sometimes we are thinking that I have very good intention about them. And how about Allah? When Allah has a good intention about anybody, what Allah does? And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has informed us in Sahih Hadith and reported by Muawiyah radiyallahu anh, that may yuridillahu bi khaira, when Allah intends something good for any person, yafaqahu fi deen, Allah gives him the understanding of the deen of Allah. This is when Allah thinks good for. Allah guides him. Allah give him ability to strive or to work and learn and teach to the people. So Allahumma jalna minhum, may Allah include us among the people who have the knowledge and who implement the knowledge in their life as well. So subhanallah, my dear brother, and Abu Hurairah radiallahu anh reported another very profound hadith, whoever strive on the way to search the knowledge, who seek the knowledge, whoever strive, Allah Azza wa Jal make for him easy the way toward the Jannah. And ulama has consensus about it. This is about the deen of Allah, your knowledge about the deen. And obviously the people who make this intention, even they are becoming doctor or surgeon or astrophysicist or exploring the molecular scientist or artificial intelligence, whatever they may be learning, and any knowledge, any in the field of, they should somehow, as a Muslim student can never be equal to a non-Muslim student, because his intention is different. He's thinking about it, how this knowledge, whether a CPA or doctor or scientist or surgeon or physicist or whoever, how this can be beneficial to not only for myself, my Muslim community and the humanity. He has a very far-sightedness. The Muslim is far-sighted. He thinks in infinity, eternity. So he connects things, he sinks things so that he gets not only benefit in the dunya, but also in the akhirah as well. So subhanallah, my dear brother, in a very, normally, every Jumu'ah, when somebody recites, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu, what does it come to our mind? It says, surely Allah and Messenger. But there is a very profound hadith which is connected like this. It's very beautiful. And reported by Abu Umama radiallahu anh, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned that, the superiority of the alim, superiority the fadlul alim alal abid, the superiority of the alim over the abid, means scholar over the worshipper, ka fadli ala adnakum. It is as if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam superiority over any simple Muslim. Superiority of an alim over an abid is as the superiority of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam over any other Muslim. Imagine the difference. And in the same hadith is mentioned, Inna Allah, surely Allah, wa malaikatahu, and the angels of Allah, wa ahlus samawati wal ard, and the creation in the heaven and the earth. And two examples are given. An-namalatu fi hujriha, the ant in its hole, wal hut, and fish, yusalluna, and they send salawat, or sending blessing upon this person. Muallimin nas al khair, who teaches people the khair. Think about it. Number one, Allah. Number two, all the malaika. Do we have any knowledge how many malaika are there? We cannot even perceive about it. And the creation of heaven and earth. An example are given, only two examples. The example, it's a very interesting to think about it. Example given are, the two examples are those creations which are in abundance. You know how many ants in the world? Approximately 20 quadrillion, 20 into 15 zeros. Like, we get, when some child is lost, we get a message. It's a alert message, or weather alert. It comes on every mobile. It comes right away. It seems like Allah sent an alert to these ants. Make dua for this man. This is the name, and they start making dua for him. And same the fish in the ocean. How many fish? Approximately 450 billion, and it's increasing. Two examples are given from the creation of Allah. They keep on making dua for this person who teaches people the knowledge of khair. Allahumma jalna minhum. May Allah include us among those people. And subhanallah, that's why Allah give the ranks. Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, how many years he remained with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How we know Abu Hurairah? There are 124,000 Sahaba. Why we know Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu? Why? Because of his knowledge. And he said, the people said, Abu Hurairah, you know hadith. You know hadith, but we don't know. He said, when I was sticking with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when I was with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muhajirin, they were striving in the market to run the business. The Ansar Medina, they were cultivating in the Medina, the agriculture. I was the one who was sticking to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, hungry and thirsty all the time, and I will be in the masjid, fallen on the ground. People see, he's a madman, he's a leprosy. He was shivering, trembling, but I was not trembling because I have a leprosy. I was trembling because I was so hungry that I did not eat for a while. That's why Abu Hurairah is known. Because of the knowledge out of 124,000 Sahaba. You know how much time he remained with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? 3 years only, 1,000 days approximately. He remained with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And subhanallah, one time there was a class going on and there was a very brilliant student in the class, and he was not showing up in the class for a while, for a couple of days. And his students, they said, let's check upon him. What happened? He's not coming. And they went to meet him, knock his door, and he shouted from the house. He said, I did not have clothes. That's why I'm not coming to the class. The class of the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the students arranged one cloth for him to wear. Right away he took the cloth, he rushed to attend the halaqah, and he said, as soon as got the clothes, and we know him. And he was Imam Bukhari rahmaullah. Imam Bukhari rahmaullah, because the time has changed. Sometimes you become wealthy and sometimes you become poor. And that was a sacrifice. That's why we know about them. Two individuals, there are many instances mentioned in the very profound book. All of us, we should read this book. It's Sheikh Abdul Fattah Abu Gadda. He wrote a book, Patience. It is about, the book is Safhat min Sabarul Ulama. The pages from the patience of the ulama and our predecessor ulama, how they sacrificed, how the deen came to us. And he mentioned that two individuals, they strive from Busra, Baghdad, toward Sana'a, into the Yemen. They wanted to reach to their teacher, Abdul Razak. And they said, we are going to learn from him. On the way, they performed Hajj and they were doing Tawaf in the Makkah, and they saw their teacher, Abdul Razak, is in the Haram. And Abu Yahya, his companion, said, let's learn from him, he's already here. So our 1 month journey is protected or saved. The other young man said, no, I'm going to strive to Sana'a. I'm not going to stay here because I made intention from Busra, I'm going to learn from Abdul Razak in Yemen, not in the Makkah. And I'm going to follow my pursuit. And on the way, all his money finished. And his teacher Abdul Razak said, I'm going to give you some money, take it. Or you can take it as a, borrow from it and you will return me back. He said, I'm not going to take anything from you, teacher. I'm going to reach your destination, to your place. And on the way, he contracted with 2 camel riders that I'm going to carry your luggage, carry the luggage, and you will give me a ride on the way as well. And he was also, in the meantime, he was filming some wristband and he was selling during the journey. And he was carrying the luggage, and sometimes they will give him ride on so he was marching on foot along with them to the 1 month journey. And we know him as a name of Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. This is how they got the knowledge. And Abdul Razak, his teacher says, I will ask Ahmad bin Hanbal to lead the prayer. And sometime, on a rare occasion, he forgot about prayer. He forgot the ayat. And I asked him after the prayer, what happened, Ahmad? How did you forget? Because normally his memory is very strong. He said, I did not eat for many days. And because of that, I forgot it. That's why Allah raised, they were very poor people. But Allah raised their name. When we hear their name, the izzah, respect, honor comes to in our heart. Because they sacrifice for the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And alhamdulillah, majority of our sisters, our brothers and our parents, as a parent, you are also sacrificing something, taking your kids to the Quran class. Sometimes getting late in your school, in your college, or in your jobs. The mothers, they have to strive early in the morning, get their kids ready to take to, sometimes halqa in the morning and in the evening. There's a hassle and there's a cold. And Allah is going to reward you because you're following the path of what our predecessor has done it. Their mothers have done it. Their father has done it. And another instance I want to share, my brothers, it is there was 4 There was 4 students. They were in Egypt. They came to study, and they were so enthusiastic and dipped into the studies, they forgot about food and everything. And after a while, food finished. Their all money finished. And one of them, they said, let's cast a lot and figure out one of you, he has to go literally beg food from the people. This was their situation. And they cast a lot, and name came Muhammad ibn Ishaq. They said, Muhammad ibn Ishaq, you have to go. He said, yes, I'm ready to go, but give me a few minutes. I need to pray 2 rakah istikhara to stand in front of Allah. And he started praying istikhara, which is again sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the way of all the predecessors before us. And as he started praying, he was in the middle of the prayer, or he has done it. There was a knock on the door. They opened the door, and there was a man in a hurry. He said, who is Muhammad ibn Jarir? He said, he is the one. He gave him this much money, dinar, like very expensive. He said, who is Muhammad ibn Harun? He said, he is the one. He gave him the money. He said, who is Muhammad ibn Nasr? He says that is the one. And he said, who is Muhammad ibn Ishaq? He said, he is there on the musalla. He gave the same amount to them. He said, Ahmad bin Talun, he was the governor of he just took a nap. In the nap, he was ordered, he was commanded. There was 4 Muhammad. They were studying, and they are hungry and thirsty. Go and fulfill their needs now. And he asked me to go and to reach to you guys. I didn't know about you person. That 4 Muhammad are hungry and thirsty. Why they were hungry and thirsty? They were learning the deen of Allah. And Allah sent the governor, the ambassador of the governor to their home. And this Ahmad bin Talun, he was a very, very intelligent man. He knew these are very special people. And he built a masjid on that home where they were studying. And later on, he established a big madrasa. Many ulama graduated. Sometimes they are very intelligent people. They may not be scholars themselves. They may not be alim, but they invest in an exceptionally intelligent investor. They invest in the deen of Allah in different places. They diversify their investment. Sometimes, teaching the kids who do not know, helping some orphans, or establishing some institute, or maybe madrasa, or maybe Islamic education, or raising some very good scholars. So even though they were not scholars, they will get on infinity reward of these people and how they are going to teach it. So may Allah Azza wa Jal give us ability to help the deen of Allah, either as a student, or as a teacher, or as an investor in the deen of Allah. And the last thing I want to share with you, my dear brothers, Abu Yahya Ahmad Zahali, he was sitting in the room, and his son came. He said, Baba, what are you doing? There's so much smoke in the home because of the candle. You are burning the candle. And he said, my son, you are worried about the smoke of the candle while I am sitting in the company of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the companion of Rasulullah sallallahu, because he was reading the hadith of books of hadith. He was reading at that time. He said, I am sitting in this company and you are worried about the smoke. And who was the student of this Imam Abu Yahya Zali? Imam Bukhari became his student. Imam Muslim became his student. Ibn Majah became his student. Tirmizi became his student. Sunan Nisai, who has written, he became his student. This is how Allah give honor to the people. They were very, very poor people. Deen, this is the deen has come to us, my dear brothers. Deen did not come to us from the riches. It came from the poor people, and this is how it came us. So, my dear brothers, there is a lesson, many lessons for us. Some of the thing is that we should strive to learn the deen of Allah. Learning about, at least a person who are, for example, learn about the rules of tajweed, how to recite Quran properly. That's also the deen of Allah. This is also a knowledge. What's the benefit to come to the Friday Jumu'ah early? What are we going to get? This is also knowledge. And keep in practice that knowledge. What are the blessings Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to grant us by coming to the Jumu'ah in time or early in the time? What Allah is going to grant us? What are the farais of the ghusl? Sometimes our kids are growing up. They are growing up, to be honest. Sometimes we travel and they do not know. They are baligh, they are elder, they do not know how to do ghusl. They don't know even the farais of the ghusl. And the time keeps on going. This is also a knowledge. Understanding just the meaning of Al-Fatiha. Because every single day, hundreds of thousands times we are going to recite Surah Al-Fatiha. and just we may not know the meaning of it. So may Allah say, Shaban is coming in the next one. Learn about Shaban before the Shaban arrives. Learn about this is also the deen of Allah. And try to follow to get the maximum benefit from the month which is ahead of us. وَقُولُوا قَوْلِي هَذَا وَاسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهِ لِي وَلَكُمْ وَلِسَائِرِ الْمُسْلِمِينَ إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْغَفُورُ الرَّحِيمُ. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إن كنا من الظالمين. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. يا إله العالمين, O changer, turner of the hearts, keep our hearts upon the deen of Islam. يا مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا على طاعتك. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا واخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به. واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. Ya Ilahul Alamin, have special mercy upon all the Muslimin, especially our brothers and sisters and children in Gaza and Palestine. Ya Ilahul Alamin, give us ability to help them, to support them, to speak about them, to stand for them. Ya Allah. And Ya Ilahul Alamin, and have special curse upon the people who are destroying their life. Ya Ilahul Alamin. Ya Allah, give their special nusra and fatah with them. Ya Ilahul Alamin. اللهم اصلح أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم فرج عن أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم اغفر لأمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم ارحم أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم استر أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم اجبر أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. رضينا بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم رسول النبي. اللهم إنا نسألك من خير ما سألك منه عبدك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ونعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذ منه عبدك ونبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وأنت المستعان وعليك البلاغ ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. رب ارحمهم كما ربنا صغارا. رب ارحمهم كما ربنا صغارا. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان. الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان. الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. ومن دونهما جنتان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان مدحامتان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما عينان نضاختان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان فيهما فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان. الله. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.